It's time for change. And if you, my people, don't want to stand up, don't want to unite, don't want to come with a fist, go out there with your five fingers. Unless you like that brother in the movie, The Five Fingers of Death, and you been practicing to make them like iron, you ain't gonna do nothing but broke them fingers. You punch somebody like this, you be like Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. You'd send them out of the universe. You'd send them like a satellite. Because that's what it takes. Some movement, Brother Ali.
Yeah, but
I'm glad you make that point. I'm sorry to run on, but you know, I am upset because I see the nonsense now.
Okay, let me just say this to you. I think it was the past election or the one before. I was talking with some people, and one of the things they pointed out was there must be some kind of campaign reform. Talking about politics now. They talked about who was flying on whose plane and who was doing what and whatever have you.
Yeah.
And as we sat there, I asked the question, what will we do about campaign reform? And everything should be done. And give and take 5 years, you heard nothing about campaign reform. Well, what I have, what I'm seeing is, if I wanted you to run in your or my constituents, and you didn't have $1 million roughly, or a half, whatever it takes, and chosen by the select. You have to be chosen by the select before you can be elected. That system continues to keep a lot of those who are true representatives out of the political circle. But you see, we talk about it and then we forget about it. So how can we even get real people or the people we have confidence in as to say, be our representatives? So we have a system which we talk about repeatedly, and when you try to sometimes structure, and there are people like yourself and many others who could structure this within hours, if we would only now follow this structure, then we can bring about the change. Because the revolution that sometimes when you use the word revolution overturns.
That's right. The
Revolution
is bloody. That's right.
And we are not ready for that. Because you see, what is happening is a segment of the people, okay, regardless of what political side they are on, they get the opportunity to move up in the boat.
Yeah, but Brother Ali...
And wait a minute. Now when you come to rock the boat, nobody wants to rock the boat regardless of what political side they're on, because they are satisfied.
Brother Ali, I ain't studying that. I know about Paul Bogle. I know about Nat Turner.
Yeah.
I know about Sam Sharp. The people wasn't ready for them neither then. So we can't sit down and wait. We need revolutionary action out there. We need those who call themselves revolutionaries, who want complete change, who want a system that represents the people, who wants justice. We need them to get up and stand. Because at the end of the day, our people are followers, Brother Ali. They're not leaders. They're looking for L.O. Pendling. They're looking for a Hubert Ingram. They're looking for Perry Christie. Yes, you're looking for one of them. That's why y'all get screwed over every time of the day. It is midnight. The clock has struck once. There are 11 more strikes of the clock. Your hour is at hand. This might be him and people, you know, Brother Ali. It is midnight. See, the world is at a point. From the north to the south, from the east to the west, the winds of change are blowing. Just like Kwame Nkrumah talked on the launch of independence of Ghana. the winds of freedom and justice, the cry for liberty is reaching out to the four corners of the earth. In Namibia, in Angola, in Mozambique, in right there in the Guinea. Just the other day, they shoot down 100 and something people. Our people are standing up for justice, Brother Ali. Just before we take the break, Brother Ali, I know I've been running on, and I'm going to yield to you when we come back. But Brother Ali, in terms of this forming a fist, this Congress, this coming together, do you think that this coming together in a Congress can revolutionary transform us to the point that Mr. Ingram, Mr. Christie, and all of the political elite will sit down and listen to the people?
Oh yeah, I do think so, because you see, the whole thing is, this revolution that you're talking about, first, is an idea. And after we get the people in place, to get where we want, it's simple if we are dedicated to reach that goal. We have the people. Bahamas have people who are educated in every form and shape. We need to be thinking about different sources of energy. So what I'm trying to say is, sometimes you can't really teach old dogs new tricks. So instead of wasting your time on that, take a young puppy and train it up in the way that you want it to go. And trust me, they'll run like this with anything. And that's what I'm hearing from the younger people. It's time for that change. And what you and I can do for our everlasting life is to feed this change. And if we stand by these young, College of the Bahamas, those who are in England, France, Paris, wherever it is, let them come home.
Brother Ali, you all come on home. Young people, we're going to come back to that. I'm sorry cutting you off, Brother Ali, we got to take a break. But when you come back, I want you to expand on that, you know, because the young people, I always feel, are the future. They are like spring cleaners. They come and sweep out the old cobwebs, the old disorders we have, and make us a new nation. We'll be right back, and Brother Ali is going to really expand on that point. Thank you very much.
Carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will.
Hi, I'm Chief Superintendent of Police Hewlin Hanna, and here is your safety tip for the day. If you're going out on a date, females, and if the male you're dating says to you, before taking you home, I want to stop to the beach, I want to stop somewhere else, and you're feeling uncomfortable, tell him no, and mean no. Not a weak no, a strong N.
It's been a long time coming, but I know
You young people,
a change gonna
age
come.
16 to 30, you generation of the future. Brother Ali always talking about y'all, you know. Y'all get that one-wheeler, you're making a lot of noise, you're shooting one another, you're doing foolishness on the streets. You can turn this thing around. That's what Brother Ali's saying. That's what you're saying, right, Brother Ali?
Yes, sir. They are showing us their way of justice. I was listening to a preacher the other day, and he was talking about how many gangs there are in the Bahamas, and they are increasing. And he talked about the gangs, but he didn't talk about the solution. How can we? Are we going to lock our doors and stay in our houses because there are gangs? Or are we, as older heads, going to form a gang of our own?